My Brother's Peculiar Chicken by Alejandro Roses. My brother Kiko once had a very peculiar chicken. It was peculiar because no one could tell whether it was a rooster or a hen. My brother claimed it was a rooster. I claimed it was a hen. We almost got whipped because we argued too much. The whole question began early one morning. Kiko and I were driving the chickens from the cornfield. The corn had just been planted, and the chickens were scratching the seeds out for food. Suddenly, we heard the rapid flapping of wings. We turned in the direction of the sound and saw two chickens fighting in the far end of the field. We could not see the birds clearly as they were lunging at each other in a whirlwind of feathers and dust. "Look at that rooster fight," my brother said, pointing exactly at one of the chickens. "Why, if I had a rooster like that, I would get rich in the cockpits. Let's go and catch it," I suggested. "No, you stay here. I will go and catch it." My brother slowly approached the battling chickens. They were so busy fighting that they did not notice him. When he got near them, he dived and caught one of them by the leg. It struggled and squawked. Kiko finally held it with both wings and it became still. I ran over where he was and took a good look at the chicken. "Why, it is a hen. What is the matter with you? Is the heat making you sick?" "No. Look at its face. It has no comber wattles." "No comber wattles? Who cares about comber wattles? Didn't you see them fight?" "Sure, I saw them fight, but I'm still saying it's a hen. Why, look at it." "Have you ever seen a hen with spurs on its legs like these? Or a hen with a tail like this?" "I don't care about the spurs or tail. I'm telling you, it is a hen." The argument went on in the fields the whole morning. At noon, we went to eat lunch. We argued about it on the way home. When we arrived at our house, Kiko tied the chicken to a peg. The chicken flapped its wings and then crowed. "There! Did you hear that? I suppose you're going to tell me now that hens crow and that carabaos fly." "I don't care if it crows or not. That chicken is a hen." We went to our house and the discussion continued during lunch. "It is not a hen, it is a rooster." "It is a hen, it is not, it is!" "No! Mother interrupted. "How many times must father tell the boys not to argue during lunch? What is the argument about this time?" We told Mother, and she went out to look at the chicken. "That chicken is a bird. It is a rooster that looks like a hen." That should have ended the argument. His father also went out to look at the chicken. Then he said, "Have you been checking again?" Mother asked. "No," Father answered. "Then what makes you say that that is a hen? Have you ever seen a hen with feathers like that?" "Listen, I have been fighting cocks since I was a boy, and you better tell me that that thing is a rooster!" Before Kiko and I realized what had happened, Father and Mother were arguing about the chickens by themselves. Soon, Mother was crying. I mean, she always cried when she argued with Father. "You know very well that that is a rooster. You're just being mean and stubborn." "I am sorry, but I know a hen when I see one," Father said. "I know who can settle this question." My brother said. "Who?" I asked. "The Teniente del Barrio, chief of the village." The chief was the oldest man in the village. That did not mean that he was the wisest, but anything always carried more weight if it is said by a man with gray hair. So my brother untied the chicken and we took it to the chief. Hello? Is this a hen or a rooster? Kiko asked.
That question should concern only another chicken.
The chief replied. My brother and I happen to have a special interest in this particular chicken. Please give us an answer. Just say yes or no. Is this a rooster?
It does not look like any rooster I've ever seen.
Is that then? I asked.
It does not look like any hen I've ever seen. No, it cannot be it. It must be a bird of some kind.
Oh, what's the use? Kiko said, and we walked away. Well, what shall we do now? I asked. I know that. Let's go to town and see Mr. Cruz. He would know. Mr. Cruz lived in a nearby town of Catabusan. He had studied poultry racing at the University of the Philippines. He owned and operated the largest poultry business in town. We took the chicken to his office.
Mr. Cruz,
Kiko said,
is this a hen or a rooster?
Mr. Cruz looked at the bird curiously. Then he said, I don't know. I couldn't quite certain one look. I have never run across a chicken like this before. It must be a bird of some other kind.
Well, is there any way you can tell?
Why, sure. Look at the feathers on its back. If the feathers are round, then it's a hen. If they're pointed, it's a rooster. The three of us examined the feathers closely. It had both. Very peculiar.
Is there any other way you can tell?
I asked. I can kill it and examine its inside.
No, don't kill it!
Kiko said, and we walked away. Kiko was silent most of the way. Then he said,
I know how I can prove to you that this is a rooster.
How? I asked.
Would you agree that this is a rooster if I make it fight in a cockpit and it wins?
If this hen of yours can be the game cock, I will believe anything.
All right, we'll take it to the cockpit this Sunday.
So, that Sunday, we took the chicken to the cockpit. Kiko looked around for a suitable opponent. He finally picked a red rooster.
Don't bash your hand against that red rooster!
I told him.
That red rooster is not Indian chicken. It is from Texas.
I don't care where it came from. My rooster will kill it.
Don't be a fool. That red rooster is a killer. It has killed more chicken than the fox. There is no rooster in this town that can stand against it. He's the last rooster. My brother would not listen. The match was made, and the birds were ready for the killing. Sharp steel gaps were tied to their left legs, and everyone wanted to bet on the red game cock. But the fight was brief. Both birds were released to the center of the arena. They circled around once and then faced each other. I expected our chicken to die of fright. Instead, a strange thing had happened. A lovesick expression came into the red rooster's eyes. Then it did a love dance. That was all our chicken needed. It rushed toward the red rooster with its neck feathers flaring, and in one lunge, it buried its spurs into its opponent's chest. Jabal, Jabal, Jabal! Fixed fight! The crowd shouted. Then a riot broke out. People tore bamboo benches apart and used them as clubs. My brother and I had to leave to the back way. I had the chicken under my arm and we ran toward the coconut groves and kept running until we lost the mouth. As soon as we were safe, my brother asked, "Would you agree that this is a rooster now?" Yes, I answered. But I was glad the whole argument was over. Just then, the chicken began to quiver. It stood at my arm and then cackled with laughter. Something warm and round had dropped into my hand. It was An egg